G'day everyone, Brian here. There's something about Christianity which can take some people by surprise, and that is the disappointments that come. Now, that's not the great preaching attractive thing, come be a Christian, life will always be great. Because the reality is that Christianity has its disappointments. And by that, I don't mean that Jesus doesn't live up to his promises. I think he does. But I do mean that sometimes our expectations aren't met. We have an assumption that Christianity will mean this, and it doesn't actually mean that. And the other thing is, Christians are human, and sometimes we disappoint each other. But there's another level. We come to the story in Mark chapter 9. Jesus and his disciples, Peter, James and John, have experienced what is literally a mountaintop experience. And that's a phrase we use in churches to describe a spiritual high, a dynamic moment where you just know that you've met with God. Well, Peter, James and John, that's been their experience. I'll read this. It's Mark chapter 9 from verse 14. When they came to the other disciples, they've come down the mountain. When they came to the other disciples, they saw a large crowd around them, the disciples, and the teachers of the law arguing with them. As soon as all the people saw Jesus, they were overwhelmed with wonder and ran to greet him. There's a story behind that, and we'll come to that next week. But I just want to focus on the contrast of the spiritual high. I've met with Jesus, I've heard the voice of God, I've seen something awesome, and now I come down the mountain, and what do I find? Argument, bickering, all those kinds of things. And that's the heartache of life, and certainly can be the surprising thing about Christianity. You have a wonderful experience of God, and then someone tells you off. You have a dynamic experience of Jesus in your life, and then someone tells you need to cut your hair. I don't want you to be tripped over by your disappointments. Jesus is wonderful, but life sometimes isn't. And so we say, keep your eyes on Jesus. He is the one who can help us through those difficult and disappointing times. I hope they are few for you, and that you have more mountaintop experiences than the disappointing ones. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.